you can count on us. This is 7 News Good Morning Fort Sill.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Good Morning Fort Sill.
And we've got some great stuff for you guys today, including a couple of big stories from local installations. But before we dive in, let's check in with meteorologist Michael Amankwa. And Michael, what can we expect in the weather as we head into the weekend?
Well, we should expect mainly dry conditions and mostly sunny skies. And looking at radar right now, you don't see much going on across the area, maybe a few clouds in our far southeastern counties. In fact, if I zoom out right now, we don't have much going on across, not just most of the state of Oklahoma, pretty quiet, maybe a few clouds here, even going into north central Texas, you're seeing maybe a few clouds going into Kansas, pretty much clear. A lot of the activity is well off to the west into the Rockies. And looking at the Jackson County Memorial Hospital tower cam, you can see it's pretty much quiet out there with mostly clear skies. And as we head into the weekend, something you need to know for your weather headlines, it will be mostly sunny and seasonable heading toward the weekend, but we have a weak cold front coming in late Saturday and then a stronger cold front coming in next week with heavier rain chances. So yesterday we had a high of 98 degrees, which is around average for this time of year, just about 2 degrees above from normal. And then we had a low of 73 degrees, which is slightly above normal for this time of year. And elsewhere we had a high of 97 in Frederick, 96 in Chickasha, 95 in Duncan, and then 94 in Wichita Falls.
Starting with our top military story, alarming new images have revealed a secret missile base in North Korea.
That's right. Military leaders say the facility is larger than New York's JFK airport. Will Ripley has more.
Buried deep in the mountains of North Korea, hidden in a secret location near the Chinese border, an arsenal of nuclear-capable long-range missiles, potentially capable of striking any American city. This new report from the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington, analyzing these satellite images, also obtained by CNN. The report says construction began 2 decades ago. Today, the Shinpundong base sprawls larger than JFK Airport, tucked into a mountain valley, many of its entrances and facilities camouflaged under trees. Experts say during a crisis, launchers could roll out, fire, and disappear. An elusive nuclear threat, extremely difficult to effectively counter even with advanced warning, experts say. And while Kim Jong-un is busy building an arsenal, the North Korean leader is also building something else, his succession plan. This is the first time the world saw the young girl believed to be Kim Ju-ae, her father introducing her beside a weapon meant to strike fear in his enemies. Within a year, North Korea's top brass were kneeling before her, the kind of deference reserved for the supreme leader himself. Now, at middle school age, she's no longer the shy child, appearing in tailored suits, styled like a head of state, seated ahead of her own mother and even her powerful aunt, Kim Yo-jong. It's a striking reversal. For years, Kim's younger sister was seen as his likely heir. Now, it's his daughter taking her place at the table, and perhaps someday holding the keys to a growing nuclear arsenal, hidden power that defines North Korea's future.
And that's the bigger picture. North Korea watchers know that this missile base has been around for a long time. This isn't just about firepower, it's about the future. Kim Jong-un is not just testing rockets, he's testing loyalty. And the world is watching as his young daughter, once a shy child, now takes her place beside him, perhaps being groomed to one day inherit control of the world's most secretive nuclear arsenal aimed squarely at the U.S. Will Ripley, CNN, Taipei.
Chief of Staff of the Army General Randy George and Sergeant Major of the Army Michael Weimer visited Fort Sill yesterday. They were accompanied by Congressman Tom Cole and received updates from leadership and visited with soldiers as well.
So Fort Sill remains the center point of several Army priorities, including counter-UAS and long-range precision fires, as the service executes what they are calling the Army Transformation Initiative. While on post, they gave every single soldier from 4388 Battalion a coin to recognize them for their recent 15-month deployment. Now, Kyle, receiving a challenge coin from a senior leader is always a memorable event, pretty awesome for somebody in the military, but for them to give a coin to every single soldier in that battalion, that's some next level stuff. It's pretty amazing. Definitely well deserved.
Definitely something that they'll probably want to hold on to forever, right?
For sure, yeah. Well, 9 basic trainees from the 434th Field Artillery Brigade took the naturalization oath of allegiance to the United States at a ceremony on post.
Those 9 are not originally from the U.S., but they're now American citizens taking their oath in front of family, friends, and fellow soldiers. A big decision, but one that means the world to them and those they interact with on Fort Sill.
Joined the Army because I wanted to protect the people that live in this country and to get the opportunity to become a citizen so I could serve this country.
It's great to come and see their stories when they talk about where they've come from and what they've done and how becoming a citizen is going to really bless their lives. It just is a highlight to our week. It just brings a tear to my eye sometimes when we see things that people have gone through to get here.
Now, the 434th Field Artillery Brigade holds a naturalization ceremony every Thursday. How important are ceremonies like this?
I mean, Kyle, they're absolutely important. I've served overseas a number of times. I actually helped several of my linguists that I served with while deployed to get their special immigrant visa and actually come to the United States. One recently joined the Air Force. It was a proud moment. I tell you, just watching the video, I was looking at some of the additional video of this particular naturalization ceremony. Just so grateful to be here in the U.S., just to give back to the country that gave them so much. It's refreshing to see, and they do it every week, so it's pretty awesome.
Well, speaking of the 434th Field Artillery Brigade, they will host a basic combat training graduation today, and the 9 soldiers that we just spoke about will be involved in that ceremony.
That's right. Approximately 450 trainees from Echo Battery, 1st Battalion, 40th Field Artillery Regiment, and Alpha Battery, 1st Battalion, 79th Field Artillery Regiment will become U.S. soldiers today. Specialist Paula Bojery, an Army combat medic from Uganda, is the Echo 1st of the 40th Field Artillery Regiment Distinguished Honor Graduate.
And now the Alpha Distinguished Honor Graduate is Specialist Liam McConaughey, a special band musician from Maryland. Congrats to all the trainees on your graduation. And just a reminder, SillCon is returning to post this weekend. Fort Sill MWR is hosting that convention, which will run tomorrow and Sunday at the Patriot Club. It will feature stars from animated and live-action TV, a cosplay contest, and much more. The event is open to the public. Now, if you don't have a DoD ID card, you will need a visitor's pass. Full information on this event is included on our website, listed or at the website included on your screen. Altus Air Force Base hosted some unique guests yesterday. Around 30 Longhorns were ushered around the base as part of the 27th annual Cattle Drive.
So this always is a really cool event. It kicks off the Great Plains Stampede Rodeo that's happening this week. It was started yesterday. 7 News reporter Skylar Teddington shows us how the tradition brings the community together for some fun.
Cattle came moving on through Thursday morning for Altus Air Force Base's 27th annual Cattle Drive. Cowboys and cowgirls from across Altus and other areas of southwest Oklahoma brought out some Longhorns who were pretty excited to see the sights. The Longhorns were taken for a 3.5-mile loop around the base, stopping at 3 different places to graze as riders kept them in check. The excitement was the only thing not kept in check. The event gives people in the community and on the base something to get excited for year after year.
It's really cool. We're able to connect with our community. Altus and the base are very interconnected, and this is an event that allows us to reach out to our local partners and really connect with that local community.
Altus Air Force Base is the only base in the country that participates in a cattle drive like this one, making the tradition one of a kind.
Seeing the Longhorn is always pretty incredible, plus we're the only base that gets to wear cowboy hats and uniform.
Gary Bull Watkins is well known at the Cattle Drive for his many years of involvement, and this year his son Jay Watkins saddled up and took up the mantle. And he brought a companion with him who was a little more interested in horsing around.
This is Bull's project. He's always got me working on one around the barn, so today was the day for him to be around people, and hopefully I don't get bucked off.
Gotcha. So is this his first time at the Cattle Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. So he's new to this. That is so cool.
Yeah.
I think he has a couple of things.
I think he's saying they're leaving us. We better go.
People on base got to get up close and personal with the cattle as they moved through, making for another unforgettable cattle drive. Reporting for 7 News, I'm Skylar Teddington.
Thanks, Skylar. Great stuff. You know, they did an awesome job over there involving the military during this rodeo week. Of course, opening night was also Military Appreciation Night.
It was. The rodeo will continue tonight and tomorrow night. For more details, you can head to our community calendar page on kswo.com.
Well, the 97th Security Forces Squadron's Working Dogs section hosted a homemade explosives training this month.
They were joined by several federal agencies, including the National Explosive Detection Canine Team Program, the FBI, and the U.S. Army 902nd Military Police Detachment. Training aids for this event were set up and supplied by an FBI special agent from Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Division, for the training of explosive detection canines.
Now, getting directly exposed to HME's chemical agents ensured that the scent is imprinted on the detection dog in line with their routine training requirements. This interagency cooperation allows standards to be upheld for public safety stateside and abroad. Well, if you're a military spouse looking to build your career or a service member who's transitioning to civilian life, the Military and Family Readiness Center at Shepherd Air Force Base has you covered. They're hosting a career and education fair next Tuesday at the Event Center.
The fair will be from 10:30 in the morning until 1:30 in the afternoon and will feature over 30 potential employers, 10 colleges, and free professional headshots. The event is open to anyone with base access. SpaceX has successfully launched their latest X-37B spacecraft. Coming up, we'll have the details of NASA's latest mission in the great beyond.
Sunny or severe, we get it right, you get it first. First Alert 7 weather.
This just in, the town of Velma is being evacuated.
Stay connected to the team you trust, your way. Get breaking news and investigations here on the 7 News app.
Mark, what are you seeing?
Right now I'm here at 2nd and F.
Instant forecast with real-time alerts here on the First Alert 7 weather app. And stream live on your TV here or watch anytime on your schedule. Download all 3 for free. Stay connected to 7 News wherever you are. Here's your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Michael Amankwa.
And we're taking a look at our temperatures right now, and we're sitting anywhere from the upper 60s and lower 70s across the area. It's currently 69 in Lawton, 72 in Wichita Falls, 70 in Anadarko, 67 in Chickasha, 72 in Fredericton and Vernon, 71 in Monday, and 72 in Quarwell. And looking at our 24 temperature hour change, we're anywhere between 4 to 7 degrees below where we were this time yesterday. So it certainly is a little bit cooler across the area, and that's feeling nice, especially for this time of year. Our dew point temperatures are in the lower to mid 60s across the area, a few upper 60s in our far southeastern counties near a small disturbance that's kind of currently hanging out near Dallas, Fort Worth area. And when you factor in the humidity, well, relative humidity values are from the 70s to the 80 percentile. Right now, our wind speeds are generally calm, but there will be picking up a little bit later on today out of the northeast, anywhere between 5 and 10 miles per hour. High pressure continues to remain towards the west, and now it'll slowly move towards the south going into early next week, and that's going to allow we're going to have 2 cold fronts come in. One will come in by this weekend by Saturday evening. It will be a little bit weaker, but a stronger one will come in on your Monday, and that's where we could see some significant cool down along with some rain. And currently Hurricane Aaron will continue to move off towards the northeast into parts of the North Atlantic. Currently there is that boundary along with that small disturbance that gave us a nice little shower and storm yesterday. And looking at your PT forecast, 69 degrees at Fort Sill, and will generally be from the lower 60s to the upper 60s and lower 70s across the area.
The Armed Forces Softball Championships are underway at Devon Park in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, quite an opportunity, right?
Yeah,
to play
definitely.
in the greatest softball facility in the entire country. So the men's tournament is shaping up to be incredibly competitive at this point. The Army, Navy, and Air Force teams all went 1-1 on day one. Right now, the Army has the biggest run differential thanks to a 26-1 blowout.
Yes, go Army.
The Air Force team opened the day with a 21-14 win over Army, but then dropped a 1-run contest to Navy. On the women's side, the tournament has been one-sided so far. The Army squad 2-0 thanks to a pair of blowout victories. Navy is 1-1 thanks to a bounce-back win over Air Force, who is 0-2 after one day of play.
Yeah, see, go Army. It's good. They're doing good. So they'll play each other again today before settling in to a single elimination tournament tomorrow. Games are open to the public if you want to head up to OKC to watch.
Well, switching gears, SpaceX launched their latest mission from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida shortly before midnight. The X-37B orbital test vehicle is the program's 8th mission. Space Force officials say 2 of the craft's major missions include laser link communication and quantum-based navigation. According to the Space Force, communicating through a shorter wavelength infrared light allows an increase in the amount of data that can be moved with each transmission and can do so in a more secure manner than radio frequency communications. It's unclear how long the X-37B will operate in low Earth orbit.
Well, an airport in Wisconsin conducted training on how to respond in case of an emergency involving military aircraft. Coming up, we'll take a look at what steps they're taking to help prevent tragedy.
Sunny or severe, we get it right, you get it first. First Alert 7 weather.
This just in, the town of Velma is being evacuated.
Stay connected to the team you trust your way. Get breaking news and investigations here on the 7 News app.
Mark, what are you seeing?
Right now I'm here at 2nd and F.
Instant forecast with real-time alerts here on the First Alert 7 weather app. And stream live on your TV here or watch anytime on your schedule. Download all 3 for free. Stay connected to 7 News wherever you are.
Take a look at our national military headlines or international military headlines. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is mobilizing the country's militia after the U.S. announced they're deploying military forces to waters around Latin America.
Yeah, that's right. The Trump administration says it's meant to crack down on drug smuggling from the region to the U.S. The White House alleges Maduro is the head of a shadowy cocaine trafficking empire known as El Cartel de los Soles.
The Maduro regime is not the legitimate government of Venezuela. It is a narco-terror cartel. In Maduro, it is the view of this administration, is not a legitimate president. He is a fugitive head of this cartel who has been indicted in the United States for trafficking drugs into the country.
This month, the administration doubled the reward for Maduro's capture to $50 million. Maduro denies the drug smuggling accusations and says his government will fight until the last bullet. Well, first responders in Wisconsin conducted emergency response training at an area airport so they can be prepared in case disaster strikes.
Crews got a real-life look at what emergency response may look like, from putting out fires to offloading patients from a C-130 aircraft. It's an exercise that takes place every 3 years, but it feels even more timely given the number of aviation mishaps that have occurred during 2025.
We've seen across the country a lot of close calls at airports. You know, an airplane goes on the wrong runway at the wrong time or without permission. And so that's kind of the idea is the C-130 is coming in to land and a different airplane decides to get in the runway in its way and there's a crash.
Recent hospital closures in the area could make it more difficult to handle a real-life emergency of this magnitude. The volunteers hope the community can rest easy knowing there are people who are prepared if and when disaster strikes. Well, in Birmingham, Alabama, veterans who once served our country are now looking to create a new life in the world of business.
A special showcase was held for 30 veteran entrepreneurs who completed a course to help them create and grow successful businesses. Each member pitched their business ideas to attendees.
The director of the academy feels these veterans will make great entrepreneurs due to special skill sets they acquired while servicing in the military.
Discipline that it takes for an individual to go through military experiences like that, it's really instrumental to successful entrepreneurial performance.
I learned a lot from this program. I learned the importance of customer service, supply and demand, how it's important to have the business side of things taken care of, your LLCs, all of your finances in check, and how to actually decide how you want to move forward with business.
So many veteran entrepreneurs in our state, and we're looking forward to growing it and making more and more of an impact.
Now, organizers are preparing to launch a second academy in hopes of reaching more veteran entrepreneurs across Alabama. Well, a 104-year-old World War II veteran was honored for her service as part of the legendary 6th 888 Battalion.
Major Fanny Griffin McClendon is the last surviving member of the unit. The all-black female battalion cleared a massive backlog of wartime mail. The VA in Phoenix celebrated McClendon with a special ceremony recognizing her commitment to keeping soldiers' morale high.
The greatest generation, as they're known, World War II generation, that living history is going to come to an end here soon. And to make sure that we're doing everything we can as VA to honor them in this moment and in the future is what we need to do.
It's amazing because I didn't expect anything like this.
The 688 inspired a Netflix movie in 2024 and was honored with the Congressional Gold Medal earlier this year.
With meteorologist Michael Amanqua.
And looking for the rest of the day, we should remain mostly sunny, maybe a few clouds possible, especially across our eastern counties. Going into your Saturday, mostly clear skies. And again, we'll repeat for what we saw yesterday, but maybe partly cloudy instead of mostly sunny. Now, as you go into your Sunday, we start to really increase the cloud cover going into your Sunday, but rain chances should really hold off until your Monday and Tuesday. By Monday afternoon and evening, most of the shower activity will still remain in our far northern counties, becoming more widespread going into your Tuesday and your Wednesday. You may get a little break on your Wednesday, but then more rain chances are possible on your Thursday and Friday. So something to keep in mind. And as far as our future rain chances, well, we could see anywhere to be multi-inch rain totals, especially across our far northern counties, are possible. This is just one model, the European model, but that is just to say heavy rain is a possibility going into next week. A high of 94 for today with mostly sunny skies, and northeast winds will be switching to the east at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we go into tonight, we'll be having a low of 68 for the Lawton area, mostly clear skies, and the east winds at around 0 to 10 miles per hour across the area. And then going into tomorrow, a high of 95 degrees with partly cloudy skies and winds switching from the east to the northeast at around 5 to 15 miles an hour. And looking at your 7-day forecast, we will continue to have front number one come in by your Saturday evening, and that will give us not any precipitation, but just slightly cooler temperatures for your Sunday. And then as you go into your Monday, front number two, which will be a little bit stronger. And look at those highs next week, upper 70s and lower 80s.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us for this Friday edition of Good Morning Fort Sill.